Shawn here alongside Tyler Marcotte for another CMU Weekly Recap. Tyler, we had a great weekend against the Michigan Wolverines. From an offensive perspective, got 15 goals to only allowing 3 on the weekend against the Wolverines, both at home and at Yost Ice Arena. What were you most impressed by the play?
More the balance. Even though there was a lot of goals, 15 goals in 2 games, great defensive play in front of the net, making sure that the puck is taken care of and the high slot is accounted for, which was something we saw against Calvin. But against Michigan, we really wanted to see a lot of offense, and we got it, which was a good thing to see. Early in the season, we saw a lot of offense. It was nice to go back to our scoring ways.
Yeah, and the thing about the games against Michigan is they weren't exactly the most defensively beautiful games, but we finally got that offense revving back up again that we saw earlier in the season, that kind of score-at-will kind of offense. A little bit more of isolated play than you like to see, but, I mean, that's kind of what this whole Michigan series was about. And, it is nice to see those numbers going up against a team that is a little weaker this year, especially as we are headed to Oakland this weekend.
Yeah, the only thing that I was kind of concerned about was individual play. We talked a lot about during the broadcast, when you're up against a team like this that's not as good as you are, you start to play more individual hockey. And Coach Tyler talked about that with us, and he said he started to see a little bit of it, which is cause for concern heading into Oakland, but I think the CMU team should be fine.
One of the things that CMU hockey really talked a lot about this week was how impressed they were with their offensive efficiency and the fact that their defense has played stout since coming back from Florida. Here's what the boys had to say.
Went to Florida, we couldn't find the back of the net in Florida. Then we came against Calvin. We took away 2 wins, but still didn't really find the back of the net like we wanted to. So we came against Michigan, we put them in the back of the net, and it was just a big win both times for us.
Definitely more communication out there, always helping each other, always supporting each other. And, we've been making good outlet passes, so that's D's job, so that's good.
We've been struggling with goals the past month, so it's nice to know that we can actually put the puck in the net, play strong defense at the same time.
CMU back on the ice this weekend. We take on Oakland in a home-and-home. We go to Oakland on Friday. They come to Ice Arena on Saturday. An offensive-minded team, the number 1 team in the country, scores about 7 goals per game. It's an intimidating matchup, but one I think the Chips are ready for.
Well, we were talking to the players all this week during practice, and honestly, this is the most confident that I've seen this Chippewa team. I was talking to Chatsko on Tuesday night during our usual meetings with the coaches and players, and he was saying, we're ready to hand Oakland their first 2 losses of the season. They said this is the number 1 thing that they capitalized on. This is going to be a low-scoring weekend. Both teams, they're relatively known for scoring goals, but this is going to be a defensive weekend. You got our stout goaltender, Tyler Everlove, in goal. They've got their stout goaltender, Kyle Gagnon, in goal. Gagnon, he started 14 of their 16 games. He has a stingy 2.19, but Everlove, he's got 2.39. I mean, this is going to be an exciting matchup. You expect to see a shootout, but I honestly think, and I'm there with the Chippewas, I think it's going to be more of one of those 2-1, 3-2 kind of games.
I agree. I actually do think it will be a low-scoring game. We need to see the Chippewa team that played against Calvin, that went into Calvin and shut them down to 2 goals in 2 games, a team that scores 5 goals a game. Very impressive defense, especially in front of the net, and that's where Oakland attacks for most of their goals. High slots, passes from the outside to the inside, getting good opportunities, and we need to make sure that we shut them down in front of the net. Like you said, I think this will be a very low-scoring game, despite what the numbers would say.
So, the number 1 overall team in the ACHA versus the number 10 overall team in the ACHA, the Chippewas versus the Golden Grizzlies. Tyler and I will be on the call all weekend at chipshockeycast.com. You can find out more information about this weekend's games on our website, cmishhockey.com, and make sure to get to Detroit Skating Club early on Friday afternoon at 5:45. The Chippewas will be holding a tailgate for all fans and parents, so get there early, be loud, and be proud to be a Chippewa. We'll see you this weekend. Fire up Chips.